Hey y'all. So let's recap from last time. The fact that I called a Southern Rhone Grenache um, Vacqueyras from a medium quality producer or not a great producer really doesn't show well for how I put the things together from last tasting. I completely called what the wine was, and then my math was terrible and shows that I need to do a little more theory, because if I had been listening to what I had called, I would have put the wine together properly, because I said all the right things. I talked about tart ripe cherry and things that were a little bit of spice that could indicate stem inclusion or oak, which I didn't talk about properly and I didn't add together properly. I talked about game and leather, but in a textural way and not in an over-the-top Syrah kind of way, which would lean towards Chateauneuf de Pop. I talked about elevated acidity, and that does not really say Grenache. Yeah, I flubbed that one. It was pretty bad, and I even was adding it up properly in the beginning and said, oh, it's Pinot Noir, or it's Gamay, and I should stay in Burgundy, and then I talked myself out of it and said, I'll just throw Grenache in here, and then I went for Grenache. Know your structure. Listen to what you call. There was nothing about cooked dry fruit. There was not, like, it just wasn't what I called it. So sadly, and I'm not doing myself any favors here, or the beautiful wines of Joseph Drouhin from Pommard. This wine's delicious, and I screwed it up and I called it right, and then I added up incorrectly. But it's a beautiful wine from Joseph Drouhin. It's a Pommard from 2017, and I need to listen to myself call it and pay more attention to my theory. So no extra credit points from that one. Last week I did not do well, and hopefully since I Coravin this in a month or so when I try and taste it again, I'll do better. Theory, yo. You can only taste so many wines if you're not doing the theory in the back. So, and I apologize for the sound quality last time. That's why I've got the headphones. Hopefully this time it'll be a little better. My husband was cooking in the background, so you could hear him like sauteing and hitting the microwave. All right, so this week we're going to taste a red wine. It is intensely colored. You cannot see through this. It is purple, inky black. There is a lot of staining. It is coating the glass. It looks full-bodied and viscous, and there's a pretty decent amount of tearing. No sediment or gas as far as I can tell. This intense color makes it definitely look younger, purple black coloring. Moving to the nose. It's intensely colored and it smells like food. Blackberry, black fruit, black plum, skin, ripe, dusty, plummy purple flowers, violets, earth, black earth, dark earth, ripe fruit character. There is, again, there's that earth, there's a little leather, there's some cooked spice, vanilla and smoke, and probably oak. It's pretty intense. It's pretty intense aromatically. I just want to keep smelling it. It smells beautiful. It's got a ton of aromatics, as you could tell, because I just kind of went off the rails right away. All of their aromas are sweet and ripe. There's a little bit of black pepper, but most of the spice is pretty like sweet and friendly and pretty. Maybe licorice. Okay, all of that stuff does indicate some sort of oak smell, and we're going to move to the palate. It is dry, but definitely still ripe. There's a little bit of tartness, but ripe fruits, blackberry, that plum skin, cooking spices, kitchen cooking spices. A little less sweet here, but the earthy, that meatiness is there a little. Oak is definitely a thing. Alcohol is definitely a thing. There's some burn on this, like it's hanging out and it is burning all the way down to my belly. So um, the let's talk structure. Like, I mean, I think we can confirm the stuff from the nose on the palate, and talk a little bit more tartness, but still we're in that ripe character. And I think the astringency and the acidity is what's playing off here. It is still burning all the way down. So dry, ripe, a possibility of some lingering RS. It's full-bodied. It is high alcohol. That earthy minerality is going to be something we talk about. Mouth coating tannins, medium plus. You know, it's not intense so that it's high. It's not crazy all over the mouth. The acidity is moderate. Yeah, tannins moderate plus. There's definitely oak. It is new. Some of it's new. It's not over the top, smack you in the face, but it's definitely there. It's definitely oak. I think that we can talk lengthy finish, and it's complex in that there are lots of things to talk about. It is not varied as much, and the finish does go on a while. That astringency kicks in a little bit too. So what are we talking about here? In my initial conclusion, I'm going to talk about New World varietals. Did not really talk about too many things. They're going to say Bordeaux, but you just can't not throw Cab in there. Perhaps it's super ripe. We do have some high alcohol. So Cab is a thing. Syrah could be a thing. And I think Zinfandel, I can't not talk about Zinfandel in this. I really think that's where we're going with this ripeness, dark fruit, high alcohol, and some New World oak. You know, it makes me want to talk. Makes me want to talk Zinfandel, and that is California. It is America, and it is youthful. The color and the intensity. I think we're 1 to 3 years. So I want to go all in on some Zinfandel from California, from Paso or Lodi, and 2017. So final conclusion, this is a 2017 Zinfandel from Lodi, from California, from the United States. Quality producer. I mean, they spent some money on the oak on this. Yeah, that's about it. All right, let's see if we did better on that one from structure and from putting all the pieces together and listening to what I called than I did last week. And I'm going to go drink some Pomard now.